Hello, gorgeous woman. Today I want to talk to you about your wild woman archetype and remind you that when your wild woman is on, we manifest things even better, even more than we'd ever thought possible. So right now we're coming back from Massachusetts, going into Vermont. It's gorgeous, gorgeous outside. I want to show you. Look at this beauty. Anywho, I just also returned from Miami. I spent about 10 days and I have an amazing story that pretty much reflects this piece of the wild woman very graphically. So I went shopping. It was a Sunday. I went shopping with my family. We were having fun and I found this beautiful outfit. Now, I really didn't need it, but of course, you know, that's the wild woman. Is like, of course you don't need it, but do you want it? Do you desire it? And I said, you know what? Yes, I love it. It just felt really good. I put it on and I just felt the energy, felt the vibration. I'm like, you know what? I'm buying it. So the next day, and I also had a meeting the next day, which I was like, okay, this is gonna be perfect. So I went online and I reserved a car. I wanted to rent a car, so I had the freedom to go here and there. I was with my sister, so I was using her car before, but my sister needed the car. Long story short, I wanted, Rob is laughing because I'm giving you the whole backdrop.
The metal report.
Yeah, I'm giving you the whole backdrop that you don't need to know. But of course, as women, we love to share because that's what we do. We share, we talk, right? We express ourselves, we take our time. The feminine doesn't want to be rushed, right? Like the feminine doesn't want to be pushed. And that's something that I keep reminded this guy. Anywho, he's laughing now. So I went to, I got into the car rental place, and this man from the VIP area, he calls me in. I didn't reserve the VIP car because I just needed it for a couple of days. So this guy from the VIP area calls me in and he's like, oh, I can help you. Just come this way. And I'm like, sure. I was just really enjoying. I had no makeup on. I was just loving my outfit. It wasn't about anything. My meeting wasn't until noon, so I was just totally chilling in the morning. This guy sees me come in and he's like, oh my God, that outfit looks amazing on you. I'm like, thank you. I know, I just got it yesterday. I love it too. It feels so good. I says, yeah, it looks really good on you. I can tell why you picked it. And you know, in another time, I would have felt like, what's up with this guy? What does he want from me? I grew up in a culture where men, you know, I was walking down the streets of Buenos Aires and men would tell me all these things about my body. Oh, mamita, I want to grab you. Like in my culture, men felt like they had the right to a woman's body. They had the right to tell you whatever they wanted for their own pleasure. So my defenses my whole life had been like, whenever a man would give me a compliment, it was really hard for me to receive it. This guy can tell you how hard it was for me to receive in our relationship at the beginning, right?
Yes, absolutely.
What do you want to tell them?
I want to say, like, you know, when it comes from the heart, from a man, we just want to appreciate you and share our feelings, you know, and tell you how beautiful you are and be your hero and all that.
Yeah, but the problem is that I grew up learning the other version of the masculine, you know, not the good intentions. And so in another time, which is why I created a whole course about receiving, because for me it was really hard to receive. Now, if we're really tuned in with the whole archetype system, the wild woman is the one that knows how to receive. The good girl is the one that knows how to give because it gives us joy to give, of course. But if we don't balance it with the receiving, what we do is we fall into the victim or the bitch archetype, where we go into pleasing and making sure everyone's happy, but from a place of sacrifice, not from a place of joy. Or we go into feeling entitled and resentful, sort of in that taking energy. I teach this more in depth in all of my programs. So the key and the secret is to balance our wild woman, to bring in the picture. But if you grew up in a culture like me, or if you ever felt that it wasn't safe for you to be in your feminine because something could happen to you, or it wasn't safe for you to be in your body, whenever someone, especially a man, will tell you something, you would put your guard up, right? And in another time too, with women, I would do that, and I would deflect when a woman would tell me, oh my God, I love that, oh, it's nothing, I just got it here and here, instead of fully receiving, because I didn't want to make her feel bad. So there's those scenarios. And anyway, so I received it with joy, and this guy felt like, oh my God, because in reality, it's most of the majority of women who don't feel safe in our own skin. We don't feel safe in our beauty, and we're not confident to actually own it and receive it. That's what happens when we work on our wild woman. We feel that we feel that confidence, we feel that radiance, and we're unapologetic about it. This is all the work that I do about the wild woman. So this guy, on top of that, when I received it, we got talking, he started to work on my reservation. He's like, oh, would you like some coffee? And I'm like, oh my God, I would love some coffee. Again, in the past, I would have felt like, oh, he already complimented me, I don't want to bother him, let's just get it over with. I wasn't in that joy of the moment. And so instead I said, you know what, I actually didn't have a coffee. He's like, oh, you're gonna love this coffee, this is really good. So he went all the way to the back room, got back and gave me the coffee. And then I tasted it, and it was actually delicious. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so good, and it's strong, it's gonna keep me awake all day. He's like, yeah, that's the whole point. So it was very pleasant. We were, enjoying the conversation, enjoying the reservation. There was nothing sexual about it. It was just an interaction of good energy, if you know what I mean, good vibration. And then we kept talking, and he asked me what I did, and I told him. He's like, oh my God, this is so good, so needed. So obviously this guy was pretty tuned in. And then he's like, you know what, I love your energy, I want to give you an upgrade. I'm gonna give you this car that you're really gonna love. And he gave me this convertible, and anyway, he walked me out to give me the keys and to make sure that everything was good for me, that I was satisfied. So this is what happens, ladies. Like, I went in to get this little car, whatever, I didn't care, because it was just a 2-day thing. And instead I was like enjoying, receiving, full on riding that magic carpet that happens when our wild woman is activated. And so I wanted to share this story because I really want you to start feeling into your life when things are not working, or when you get stuck in like having to work really hard, instead of just being yourself, because from that beingness is where everything comes to us much more easy and even better than we thought possible. I went to the rental car to pick up a little car that I rented, and all of a sudden I woke up with this convertible. The weather was beautiful in Miami. I took the top off, I was riding, and I'm like, oh my God, this is just even better than I thought possible. I went to that meeting that I had with such high vibe. And I'll tell you more about that meeting another time, but the whole point of the story is like, we must allow ourselves to receive. We must allow ourselves to trust our feminine. If you haven't really connected with the work of the wild woman, I highly recommend you to start exploring this deeper and deeper and deeper. The wild woman brings us back to balance. If we are not connected with our feminine, we're gonna go into masculine. We're gonna operate from that survival place, from that working hard, pushing things to happen, instead of being in that receptive, allowing state where things just fall into place easily just because of our energy. It's so important that we connect with this. So I want to leave you with this. I want to really encourage you to look for your wow woman within. If you don't know how to access it, if you don't know anything, stick around. I'm gonna be sharing more videos. If you have any questions, you can join me in my Empower Woman Sisterhood community on Facebook. You can send me a message back, and we can get on the phone, and we can explore where you are stuck with this wow woman journey. What do you need in order to continue to move forward? Because I tell you, my whole life changed. My whole clients' lives have changed since they started to connect with a wow woman. Relationships improve. They make more money in their business. They have more joy. They feel better in their body. They start losing weight. They feel more content, and things just flow. That's the beauty of connecting with your wow woman. So I'm sending you so much love. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions about the wow woman, hit reply and let me know. Leave me a comment below. I can't wait to continue to ride this wave, this wow woman journey with you. Sending you so much love. Talk to you soon.